Hi, everyone. It's March 25th, the Inbound Marketing Team Biweekly meeting. Niall, you're going to kick it off with metrics.
Yeah, just let me share the screen. So just take a run through the metrics so far this quarter. We are currently 57.9% through the quarter as of the 24th to the 3rd. So the overall goal was to increase the traffic website by 20% year over year. It's slightly at risk. Users are up 8.34% year over year. Page views are up 18.79% year over year. For the inbound inquiry trial results, the month to date, we were on 11,700, which is on track. The quarter to date is 23,800, which is out of 33,400 as a target. So our attainment is currently at 71.26%, and we are seeing a solid pace of 122.95%. So if no one has any questions, it's back to Michael for lead show and tell.
Awesome. That's great that we're hitting those numbers. So a reminder for anyone who's not part of this every couple of weeks, what we do is let's show the work that we've done in this last cycle. Just sharing your screen makes it more real, but not necessary. Anyone who wants to contribute, welcome to share. So Valerie's not on the call here, but I'm happy to voice for her because her work is so cool. So she's saying over 400 people and counting have taken the DevOps platform quiz. That's a Typeform quiz that we integrated into the site. They've entered the giveaway, and the responses are being recorded, which means we have a wealth of new data to turn into content for web articles, blogs, and go-to-market campaigns. She says it's taken us some work to get there, which I don't doubt, but it's been very worth it. That's super exciting. Awesome to hear. Jess, you're next.
Thank you. Let me just share my screen. So I've been working on this navigation update. The designs are pretty much good to go. If you happen to have seen the research video I did, I still made some changes since then based on just how the design worked out and talking with some other people like William Chia made some good points about what is a solution versus a feature. So this is the desktop version. And then I can just go to mobile real quick. Mobile version. And we're still working on some of the copy. So Ash is working on that currently, and I'm hoping to knock the whole thing out by Friday. And that's it for me. I think Tina was next.
I am next. Thanks. I'll share my screen. I just wanted to share some templates that are in wireframe mode right now for what is going to be a template for events, and we're using commit as a use case. So there's a lot to look at here. I realize that. So feel free to take a look at this async and message me for questions or add to the issue. But basically, in short, these are a set of blocks here in this section that will be available in the CMS. We'll have created a mother template, which will have all the available blocks. Looks really long, but the way this works is that if you don't want a block, you don't put content in it or add it, and then that way you can create the different stages of the events. These are pressure tests. These aren't actually the way the contents are going to go, but this is based on the past commit events. So these are the different types of layouts that can be created using the mother template. And then here on this side here are opportunities for branded visuals. That's it. And who's next? Sanmi.
Thank you, Tina. I'll be sharing my screen. I'm going to be discussing about the feature partners page that I've been working on. Thank you. So we have an issue where we're developing a feature. We're trying to showcase our featured partners, and we have 6 of them. So what I did is, since we're going to be showcasing 6 of them, and the pages are going to look alike almost for each partner, for AWS, for HashiCorp, then I went off from where Lauren left off by on Netlify CMS, that she did a wonderful job of just building just one single template that we can replicate for 1,000 blog posts. So when I saw the concept, I kind of stole it because I love the idea that, okay, if we can do it for one, we can do it for another. So what I've been doing recently is to create a template that we can work on. And this is a screenshot of the template. based on this Figma file. So right now we have this template that I can use to replicate as many pages as I want. All I have to do is just change the elements inside the same template, and we can have the same design for all our feature partner pages. This is still an ongoing work, so the design may still look a little bit or not yet there. So during the next sprint, we're going to be putting some more flesh to these, some colors and images and the right content. And it's going to be super awesome. So I'm excited and I love what is happening right now. Thanks to Jesse, Tina, and everybody. This is awesome. Thank you. And I'll be handing over to Lauren. Yep.
All right. So can you stop sharing your screen?
Yes,
Please.
I'm right now.
So a few things. The first, Barker, me, and Val executed the brand messaging update on the top 10 web pages for the website. That was big team effort, got them out, and it went really smooth. Awesome. The second thing, which y'all probably heard about through the web worlds, is we launched a new blog post template and it updated throughout the whole website. So now if you go to our blog and the marketing blog, we've got this new beautiful template. This was the whole digital experience team. You navigate and all these blog posts now use the same design. And we have a great epic for follow-up iterations that we need to complete on that. And that was just a really big win for like everyone on this team. And the last thing is the digital experience is now in the group conversation rotation. Get ready, Michael. So we're going to be presenting on 4/21/21. That's our first one, and really looking forward to that. Pass it over to
added that to our 101 doc today, Lauren. I'm ready.
All right.
Rebecca, looks like you're up.
Moment. Yes. So I wanted to share that we're finally about to update the videos on the blog homepage. This might seem like a small thing, but it hasn't been updated since this homepage was launched, which was over a year ago. And we do get a lot of traffic to the blog homepage, and hopefully this will mean that people find something interesting instead of bouncing away. So I will show you the review app because it hasn't been merged yet. This is exciting for me because I've been dabbling a little bit in the code of the blog, and this is actually JavaScript that you have to edit to change these out. So it was a little bit of a treasure hunt figuring out what had to be updated and where, but now we have fresh new videos on the homepage, or shortly when it's merged. So that's me. Over to Javi.
Good guess. All right, let me share my screen. All right, so something that like Michael alluded to before, I believe it was before we started recording, is I'd found this like package that lets us like look at what is being generated by our Tailwind config. This is really nice because it's like the big problem that we run into in our day-to-day work is that like the docs that Tailwind provides for us are not specific to our instance that we've like heavily modified. So like stuff like the colors, the text, it's all here, which is great. And it also helps to communicate like what is actually being generated by like all of our code. Something that's really nice too is like a pro tip. If you hold shift and you copy multiple things, you can like start to have them all to your clipboard. So if you want like a background of this color with a border of this, you just start like copying them and it just starts holding them all, which is really nice for the developer experience. I'm thinking very hard about like how we can improve that, because that's like the big thing that becomes blockers for people when it comes to slippers is like, how do we get people to actually want to use it? And how does that become the easiest solution for people to use? So that's something that I found that was really great. That took like 5 minutes, and that was like the biggest contribution I've made this iteration. I have this work on trying to use slippers to build a footer. It didn't go super well in terms of trying to integrate it. I think I tried doing it here in like local and it just like conflicts like crazy. But this is expected. This is like kind of showing like how we can go forward with trying to integrate all of this stuff. And like the quick answer is we have to start from like scratch in terms of like our styling, like creating a layout that is just slippers only. I think that's like the only consistent way for us to get like a lot of pages rolled out quickly, is like not worrying if like the styles are going to conflict with anything else. That's all I have right now. Up next is Suri, who is not on call.
That. I'll share. So Suri's got a couple of web articles, the benefits of GitOps workflow and multi-cloud deployment for GitOps using GitLab. That's really cool because I've been looking through some data, and this GitOps topic is really performing well for us over the last little while. So this is the GitOps workflows, looks amazing. The topics template, content super easy to read. I love this. What is GitOps connected information? Really great work. And then over here, I was already reading it. Multi-cloud deployment for GitOps using GitLab and a demo. That's amazing. So that's really, really cool. Niall, see you next here.
Thanks, Mike. Just share my screen. Yeah, so I just wanted to just surface some of the results we're seeing in the topics folder so far this quarter. So there's some fantastic results coming in so far. So this quarter, which is the period so far to this date versus the same time period in the previous quarter, we have seen an increase of 537% in organic entrances, which is like a change from just over 3,000 to 17,000. And we've seen a 473% increase in organic page views, which is like from just over 1,000 to 6,000. I just connected a document, which just pulled in some information from Search Console just to show you if it loads. There we go. So overall, this is just based on the previous 3 months. So we can see that overall, we're starting to increase our average position for the keywords within the folder. So this is targeting moving pages from page 2 onto page 1 or general terms. And we can see that the change that's causing is if we're getting much more impressions from our page 1 results as we push our way up the rankings on the page 1 and from page 2. And due to that, then we're seeing a huge uptake on the overall clicks, which is, we can see in the final graph there, which is driving the traffic forward. So just wanted to share those positive results and pass it on to, where am I? Laura.
Thank you. I'll share my screen as well. Okay, so I wanted to go over a few kind of the last few small pieces that we had to do in Slippers, the what we call atomic components. Oh, this is a hover tooltip that's coming. The MR is open for that. But we also have currently merged a bunch of form fields with new controls, so we can make use of like automatically disabling stuff in here. I can change my labels as like on the go, so people can play around with how these work. The same thing for checkboxes and disabling them. And then we have an actual like input field. So this one is kind of cool. Like I can again change the label. You'll see it here. I've got this set to required, but if not, it gets rid of the asterisks. I can also disable it, same sort of thing. And I can change types. HTML has input types automatically that come out of the box. So like an email, email type that if I type this and it's not a valid email, it like yells at me. And then if I actually start like, whatever.com with the @ sign, then I get like a green correct kind of message. So all of these, we're working towards getting them to play nicely within like the actual www.repo because a lot of our forms are external vendors like Marketo or Typeform. So making sure that we're playing nicely with those styles. But yeah, I think that's it for me. And I think Chrissy is up next.
Hey, y'all. I have 2 new web articles that are looking great. So just wanted to share those with you. So the 2 are how continuous integration and continuous delivery work together, which should be getting published today. And then the other one is 4 continuous integration metrics you should follow. So this was, and I can show you all this. So this was one that was like a little teeny tiny section from a blog, and I expanded it so that we could really dive into some of these metrics in a more, substantial way. So yeah, continue to work on CI/CD things, and we'll be using this in the CI/CD go-to-market. And next is Erika.
Hi, I think it's on to me. Just gonna go really quickly. We've got a lot going on, but the biggest thing is demo video that we are working on, and I just want to share some of the art that we've got going on here. So we've been moving and grooving on that. So this is kind of like the look and feel we're showing people. Kind of working in different environments and we're going to be doing screen shares, and within this whole environment, I'm going to stop showing my screen, but so that folks can kind of do a walkthrough of the demo, but we're going to be kind of taking people through the process as different kind of personas as we go through. So that's kind of where we are. We're moving quickly and fast, but I don't want to spend too much time on that, but we're doing good and got some other really cool stuff happening. So you'll see that soon. And the script is underway. So hopefully, and then definitely by the next meeting, everyone will have at least seen or be able to see kind of a draft of where we're at. So, and well, it's a little early big ups, but big ups to Vic for help on that. So next person is Brandon.
Yeah, let me get my screen sharing set up here. So this doesn't look like much at the moment. This is very early stages, but I just wanted to share because I'm excited because I spent a lot of time on this. And one of the OKRs we have is to figure out how to better measure performance, what metrics we need to measure and where we measure them and how we measure them, and A/B testing on the marketing website. And in my mind, the start of that is kind of gathering a spot where we can look at the history of what we've measured, and we can go over and say, oh, we've tried X before, it resulted in Y, or, this is what changing button color might do to, or location might do to, some new page that we're testing. And so I went over the past kind of almost 2 years of time here and dug through GitLab issues and found various things that we've tested. And I actually learned a lot from this. It turns out that we've done some changes to the pricing page that have been tested, and we're kind of almost coming full circle and, in our learnings. So that's been good. And then if we look at the right-hand screen, you can kind of see some examples that I'm putting together in this kind of single source of truth for what we've tested. Old versions of the value driver pages, which aren't our current focus, but it's good to know, how form optimization kind of impacted things, and what we tested. And then other examples of this are, when we removed the install button from the heading from the site navigation, various homepage redesigns we've done and things like that. So it'll be great to have this repository of kind of historical data. So that's one of the things that I'll show probably next meeting as well, because I'll have more visuals and more kind of, perfected example, because this is an early stage sharing, but I just wanted to share that progress and where we're heading.
Very cool. Becky's not on the call today, so I'll lead shoutouts. So again, anyone who wants to contribute, let's express some gratitude. We're all doing this together, not alone. So it looks like Val's up again. Val, I'll be Val. I did it once already. So Val's calling out Lauren, Will, Bree. She says, if you're ever having trouble to scramble to get something done fast and well, these are the 3 people who can help you pull it over the goal line. Lauren updated a zillion pages, many at the last minute, and did so while smiling. Will worked his social and organizing magic, and Bree was the ultimate sounding board with good ideas. Lucky to have this hive mind to turn to. Thanks, gang. Becky's got a +1. I have a +1 too. I think I said literally 12 words to Lauren about this when it came up, and she was just like, I got this. And then I turned around and everybody had assembled. So that was amazing. Rebecca.
Thanks. I wanted to shout out the developer evangelism team because we had an unfiltered post draw a lot of attention on Hacker News yesterday, and not all of it was positive, but I just really, it warmed my heart to see that team coming to support each other and like really exemplifying the blameless post-mortem approach and just like, what have we learned from this? Like what can we take away? And it just made me think like, these are the teammates who you want to be supporting you when you're facing a challenge. So Brendan, John, Michael, Abubakar, I think that's everyone. Great job. We see you and we love you.
I'm next. I have a few. This one is overdue. It's for Niall. Last sprint or the sprint before, he helped me collect some data basically overnight and walked me through a bunch of stuff that I didn't understand and now feel more confident about. So thank you for that. Next, Brendan, for jumping in and answering many questions about commit and helping me wrap my brain around that project. And thank you for being quick and efficient. Obviously, Lauren, she needs a big shout out for all the work she led on this blog. I know Tyler, he's not here. He did a lot of work on it too, but and looking at the rest of this document, I didn't realize you were doing all this other stuff on top of the blog. So yeah, 5 stars.
Yeah, I got to jump in there too. Just Tina, you played a huge role in that as well. So you're not giving yourself the credit you deserve. Lauren, Tyler, Rebecca, Brandon, like I've asked people to do this before and I've never seen it done in like 10 years or whatever, however long I've been doing this for. Like this is crazy. So holy smokes. Semni.
Mute. Okay. Yeah, my shout out to Lauren and Brandon because they led a very good pace for me to find myself comfortable with everything that I'm doing, because it's something else to know what you want to do, is something else to know that you are actually doing it in the right way. So for the last couple of projects that I've been working on, even when I think I'm going off track, then I see that, oh, Brandon is thinking in the same direction. I'm like, oh yeah, awesome. I'm not the only crazy guy here. So that's super amazing. And every time I have any questions, they're always in support, especially Brandon and Lauren. So I really want to say a big shout out. And I just want to say, continue to be awesome as you have, because I love you guys too much. All right. Thank you. Next is Becky.
Becky is not on the call. So this is another about the brand messaging rollout. So Becky's saying thank you to everyone inside this team and out for the quick work on the brand messaging rollout. Then I'm next. I want to give a shout out to Emily Kyle, Lauren Conway, Lauren Barker, Tina, Luke Babb, Laura Duggan, and Suri Patel for making time to join me with a kickoff for the Commit Events template project. It's such a complicated project and it's so important for GitLab, and being open to just making some synchronous time, which is sacred, to connect and align and make sure we're all of a shared understanding. Everyone came with just such a presence and respect for one another. It was just an honor to even just like facilitate. So thanks so much. Bree.
I wanted to give one final shout out to Rebecca, whose last day is next week. So this is her last inbound marketing call. So just a big thank you for all of your effort over the last 4 years, I believe, at GitLab. And we wish you good luck and we'll miss you terribly. And next is, let's see, Michael, I think that's you.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Javi. This past week, we in the digital experience channel, like kind of water cooler channel we have, Javi had the courage and the vulnerability to just talk about mental health and some things, you know, that are personal to him. And I did reach out to Javi before sharing this, so I'm not just exposing anyone. And I just thought that was amazing. Normalizing mental health, it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of guts to ask for help, or just, not that Javi was asking for it, but just like kind of signaling that, hey, I just like might need to take some time to make my head work for a minute. Like I do this every day, I go for a walk. And I think sending those signals out to the rest of our team that we need to think about our physical or mental health or emotional health. Like it's a big thing. And I just really, really appreciate that example you set, Javi. That was awesome. Suri, not on the call. I'll read this one. Thanks to Lauren Barker for being such a collaborative teammate. He helped me troubleshoot some Netlify issues, and I'm so grateful. Suri's also saying, great job, Val, and all the work you did for the messaging. It's really inspiring to see a teammate be so collaborative and results-oriented. Really enjoyed watching everything unfold. You're a machine. I did too. Laura.
Yeah, I also wanted to say thanks to Javi for, we've had quite a bit of back and forth on a number of Slippers work in progress pieces, as well as future proofing some of the Slippers concepts that we have. So it's been really valuable. And he even, when I had bigger questions and we couldn't sync up, he's recorded a ton of videos. I think he put a comment in the doc, yeah, that he's been recording like a machine now. So thank you for helping move Slippers forward. And I think next is Chrissy.
Yeah, just wanted to give a quick shout out to Val. She's busy on DevSecOps report, and part of the go-to-market motion for CI/CD is talking about security. And she went out of her way to put together the information I needed from those results so that I could use it for my go-to-market on top of all the other things she's already doing. It's so considerate, and I'll be taking advantage of that information. So just wanted to shout out to her for just being so great. And then next is Erika.
Yeah, I just wanted to say a big ups again, or a big shout out to Vic for and just the design team, just kind of keeping an eye, and even Michael and team, everyone kind of just jumping in and providing some insight and feedback on the artwork, and just making sure we have all the right assets that we need. I think it's really going well, and really to Vic, because she's kind of created this illustrative voice via iconography and different bits of art that we've been able to then take, especially even with the digital experience team and the way the website is looking, that we've been able to kind of take all of that and then create this video that kind of falls in line with all that. So thank you to everybody that's really had a hand in that, and Vic for the work, and Luke for the work as well. And I'm going to move this over to Stephen.
Yeah, just a shout out to Niall for helping me out with some metrics and then explaining those metrics to me, which was a help. And usually when you get sent a spreadsheet just full of numbers and words and stuff, you're like, what have I asked for? So he was kind enough to take time out of his day to explain all that to me. So thanks very much, Niall.
Awesome. I'd love to just go back to point. I think the shout outs are amazing. I think Rebecca, you got a little sandwiched in there, and I just want to make sure you get acknowledged about how much we're going to miss you, and that you're moving on. You're not going to be in the next meeting. So if you have anything you want to share, you've been here for so long, even you don't realize it, but I've reached out to you a couple times in like some pretty desperate need, and you've just been like, I'll just do this, and it's awesome. So I'm going to miss you a ton, but I just thought I'd give you a moment here so you don't feel like you're just minimized there.
Thanks, Michael. I did not have words prepared, but I will just say I have loved working with all of you, and I am sad some of you have only just joined in recent months, and I've so enjoyed getting to work more closely with you, and especially your team, Michael. We have needed you so badly, and it's really exciting to see some of the things happen, like the blog, the CMS rollout, the new layout. Like it's I think really exciting times are ahead for this team, and I will be watching and cheering on from the sidelines as an investor. So I'm still rooting for all of you, and I will be in the alumni channel and always up for coffee chats. So thanks everyone for being so supportive and sending me on my way with good wishes.
Awesome, Rebecca. Thanks. Well, that brings us to the end. Hope everyone has a good Thursday and Friday. Talk to y'all soon.